All right, I'm gonna do just a decent little sewer camera comparison here with just some pretty common cameras that people see. I got some Ridgids. I got one from Billy Chong here. I got the Qyteco from Mia. This is like the cheap $300 one off eBay. And there's a Kyrie cam. I mean, they're all pretty decent, really. I mean, like, just these two setups alone is like $20,000, where you could buy both of these for like $3,000 for the pair of them. Where like this is $300, and that I want to say I paid like $1,500 for it, maybe $2,000. I don't remember. But I'm not gonna like shove these through pipes or nothing. This is more just, you can look at like the screen and the clarity and stuff like that. So I just grabbed a little junk mail thing I got, so you can see. So we'll start with the Kyrie. So this, I quit using it because of durability reasons. The sonde for me, the wires to it broke twice in like 6 months. So I quit using it because I was sick of repairing it. I mean, the clarity and stuff is actually really good. Or maybe not, I thought it was. Okay, maybe it's a little blurry. But when you're in a sewer, I mean, far away stuff doesn't look that bad. But this one does not self-level. They make self-leveling ones, but this one does not. I mean, overall, it's okay. I wouldn't ever tell anybody, like, it's a piece of crap. But, like I said, my sonde went bad twice. The last time I rewired it myself, and, I mean, it works. So, right now I just got running off a battery because I don't feel like running a bunch of extension cords. But anyway, that's that one. I put a mount here for an iPad. I used a video output and Wi-Fi and stuff on this. I made my own thing. Next to this one actually is a pretty good deal. It's got built-in Wi-Fi. Tiny little head. It does not self-level, does not have a locator. But I mean, it's crystal clear. But this push rod's way too small to be like really usable. I mean, probably like 2-inch line at the most, probably. I kind of just use it for pushing through toilets. And now that I got the Ridgid Nano reel on my van, I don't even bring this one with me anymore. But I do like this, the little Wi-Fi battery thing. It's got video input, so you can, like this camera that has auxiliary output, you can plug the video cable into here, and then you use that box for Wi-Fi on, whatever has auxiliary output. But overall, for $300, I mean, that's one heck of a little camera. I will tell you that. Next, I really, really like this one. That's what it's called there. This probably has the clearest image of any camera I've ever seen. I mean, it's just like perfect. That's a 13-inch monitor. This is a 21mm camera head. They also sell a 29mm. You got all your storage for skids, whatever, blah, 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 blah. What I really like about this camera, the heads are completely replaceable from the spring. So, hold on. I don't know if I can do this. I'll hold in my chin here. Oh. Yeah, I'm just gonna put the phone down. Hold on. All right. So what's really common is like a wire in the spring will break or something. So that's the bad part of this camera. If the spring goes bad or something, you got to replace the whole head, which is like $400. Where this, if the spring goes bad, you can just replace the spring. I think it's like $40 or something. Like this one's got a nice little kink in it, but it doesn't really affect how it works. But this one I like to use for inspections because it's so crystal clear. Self-leveling, it's got a sonde. You can save to a flash drive, you can save to an SD card. If there was one in there, you can just push this, and you can view, you know, your recordings, whatever. Overall, I really like this one. It's one of my favorites. It's kind of a tie between these two. This one I get from Billy Chong. It's the same as the Spartan Sentinel. This is the newer version with the 10-inch monitor. But it's also very clear. Same thing, self-leveling. It's got a sonde. This one only records to a class 10 SD card. But I mean, super simple to use. Like I said, though, if the spring goes bad in here, you got to replace the whole head or send it out to get it repaired. Honestly, I think it's probably just easier to replace it. Both these cameras, everything on them is replaceable. I mean, it's just a few screws and everything comes apart. Both of them, the monitor box just comes right off, if you wanted to. But they're nice and compact. That's why I really like these things. But anyway, this is the Nano Reel by Ridgid. Honestly, it's a little small for anything that I ever really use. It's really flexible. The only thing I've really ever used this in is toilets, because it'll go around them. It's okay. It's pretty clear. It's almost like it's too bright though. I wish it self-leveled, but I guess, I mean, it's a tiny little camera head, so I get it. But that's the Nano Reel. It's like brand new because I rarely use this one. But these are nice. You can, connect them Wi-Fi to your phone, save videos on your phone. But most people are familiar with Ridgid. And this one's the M40. This one's probably one of the most common ones I see. Same thing. I mean, it's okay. I don't think the clarity is the greatest for what it costs. But I mean, it gets the job done. It's a little blurry compared to the cheaper Chinese ones. But durability, I mean, I'm sure this thing will take a beating, all day. Like, you probably get what you pay for. Excuse me. Like, when I get my van work done, this is the one that I generally will take instead of unloading all my cameras into my truck. Just because this will do pretty much everything. It can locate really good. The sonde is really good. But when I do inspections and stuff, I prefer to use this one just because it's so like crystal clear. I mean, you can see every little thing on this camera. It's amazing how clear this camera is. You almost got to see it to believe it. But I don't know, like this one, I don't know. You do inspections with it, and it's just kind of it's not really blurry. It's just not as clear as you'd think it should be. And I had Ridgid look at it because it didn't seem right to me, and they said, no, it's all it's how it's supposed to be. So I don't know. I just thought for a $10,000 camera, it should be better than like a $1,600 camera. But all of them push. Well, this doesn't push for crap in a main line. This one is, don't even bother trying it in the main line. This one pushed pretty good. The M40, I mean, that pushes great. These two, though, for whatever reason, I feel like these have like a magical push rod. It's super small. It's not a ton bigger than this yellow one. It looks like it in the video, but it's really not. But it pushes through pretty much anything. You can do 1.5 inch, 2 inch, 6 inch. I've used it in 8 inch, and it pushes so nice. And this one, they say it's got 150 feet of cable. Twice in the last week, I pushed it 170 feet, and it pushed no problem. It's just immaculate. This one's got 115 feet of cable, I want to say, and this one's got 150, so I use this one more. This one they claim, I want to say 100 foot, and the Kyrie, I want to say is 150 foot. The biggest push rod out of all of them, I think, it's close between the M40 and the Kyrie. The Kyrie honestly doesn't push all that well though, for being big. This one is not meant for really pushing through big stuff. It's weird. It's not even like a normal looking push rod. It's hard to explain what it feels like. But I mean, if you're doing 4-inch, 6-inch all the time, I mean, you can't go wrong with an M40. You know, tried and true, Ridgid. Everybody loves Ridgid, but I'm a big fan of these Chinese ones. I don't like saying cheap. They're reasonable. They're affordable. If something breaks, I mean, you don't have to send it out to get it fixed. Like everything just unscrews. And people always ask me, what's your favorite between the two? It's hard to say. Both of them have pros and cons. Actually, I shouldn't even say that. I don't think this camera has any cons from Billy Chong. But the pros on this camera are just, they do things better than this camera, but this also has some cons. Like the file types it saves as is AVI, which is fine. But like I'm an iPhone guy, and if I plug that thing into my phone, it won't recognize the files, so I have to convert them in order to view them. Which it's not the end of the world. Whatever, I don't really care. But there's just little things, you know. That's why people, when they ask me, you know, what do I prefer? They're both great. I mean, you could buy any of these cameras. It doesn't matter. But they're both awesome. But like if you want to ever buy a Ridgid camera, just, you know, contact a Ridgid rep. Or both of these I actually bought off eBay for pretty darn cheap. This camera came from Billy Chong. You send him a message on Facebook, he'll get you set up. He's an awesome dude. This one came from Mia at Qyteco. Price wise, these are very comparable. The cameras, though, they are not the same camera at all. Honestly, I think the only part on them that's interchangeable, other than the charging port, there's like these little plastic feet. That's the only thing that's the same. Everything does not plug in the same. Nothing is the same. It's totally different. These I'm sure can be had from like anywhere. I bought that off eBay for like $300. Kyrie, they usually sell them on eBay, but if you want the best price, go direct through Kyrie. That's where I bought mine from. I saved a couple $100 on between like shipping and sales tax by going direct through them. And again, this was like my first camera. It's definitely not horrible. It looks like it can see further away clearer than close up. But, and I don't know, this is like 2 years old, so maybe they've improved on them. I don't know. I got sick of that sound. The wiring in there is not protected. It's literally just a wire. So if it goes too sharp of a bend, it snaps that wire. And it happened twice in like a couple months to me, and they wouldn't fix it under warranty, so I just quit using it. It does have a very strong sound though. Oh, speaking of sounds, these two, they do have sounds. I would say the average person that buys them would never see a problem with them. Me, I'm up in northern Minnesota. These sewers are deep here. I just worked on one today where it was almost 20 feet deep. These sonds don't get picked up that deep. I mean, it depends on the material in the ground and the type of pipe, but I would say after 10 feet, it gets hard to find. I don't know about the nano reel. I've never tried locating it, but the M40, that one's pretty good for going deep. I got another camera too called the UE MSI. That one has a really good sound on it. I didn't feel like taking it out of the box to bring it out here. I also have a Pro-Built Tools camera, which is virtually the same as the Kyrie. For some reason, that one has a really weak sound, so I quit using that one too. But either way, I get asked all the time, like, what's my favorite camera? What's the differences? And honestly, like, I don't know. If you're just starting out, you don't have a lot of money. Even if you do got a lot of money, I'd highly, highly recommend having these in the truck. But, I mean, if you can afford them, most people go with these. Nothing wrong with either of them. But But like I said, when I do inspections, I really prefer this one. The picture quality is just immaculate, and you can see just every little detail when you're in a pipe. But these two right here, these are my favorites. Definitely the best bang for your buck. They can be had for, I want to say, around like $1,600 a piece, where like that won't even get you a Ridgid monitor. So, but I don't know. That's my little comparison video. I was hoping to run it through a pipe or something, but it's kind of pointless, really. But yeah. Oh, I wanted to show one other thing. 1 second. I'm just gonna put this down. All right, so I don't have one of their cameras, but this is a vivax. I bought a ton of their heads for some reason. Me and my buddy Kevin, we just bought a ton of them. He made this up for me. It's a little Ridgid adapter. So what we can do, set that down for a second. I'm gonna unscrew a thing from the Nano. Put it in. Might be a little tricky here. So this one's the vivax head. I don't know why it flickers like that. But these camera heads are no joke. Except it's really hard to see, it's so bright. Let me turn the brightness down. It's hard to do because this cord's like 1 inch long. Yeah, you can't really see anything. But these little things are amazing, man. Like if you could see this in person, it looks totally different. But I bought a big box of those. Man, wish it wasn't so bright. So you can actually see it. But either way, that's a vivax. I don't have one, but hopefully someday I'll buy one because those things are incredible. But yeah, I don't know. If anybody's got questions about any of these, just reach out to me. I'm always willing to help. I don't want to tell you to do anything, but I'll just tell you what my opinions are anyway. But that's it.